everyone, it's Liz. I want to welcome everyone to my Knowles' attributes and reflection video. So let's get this started. So attributes are attributes that separate adult learners from child learners. They're created by learning theorist Malcolm Knowles in 1973. The maps I created based on these attributes are based on cultural holidays. We want to have fun with linking certain aspects of these holidays to aspects of the attributes, and also my views of each attribute and my learning experiences related to these attributes. So the first attribute is the need to know. The need to know is probably the most important attribute for you to understand as an instructor, because if you don't address learners' must-knows in the beginning of your course, they're going to not want to listen to you because they don't feel welcome, because their needs aren't welcome. In terms of the holiday that I chose for this, I chose Diwali because there are these beautiful decorations called rangolis, which you can see in the background here. And rangolis are put in the front of your house and are meant to welcome all sorts of guests. If you don't have rangoli, then they're not going to feel welcome. The exact same goes for students' needs to know not being met. So my questions, some of them relate to if help increase my ability to fight my personal weaknesses or daily problems I have. And then I have a question relating to, am I actually physically and mentally ready to take something on? Self-concept is the second attribute. It's basically how you see yourself, how you feel like others see you, and also how you view yourself to be in the next couple months, couple years, couple decades, etc. I chose Halloween for this map because Halloween is all about self-concept. Are you going to wear the scandalous costume that may be more fun for you to wear, but also might be more judged by other people? Or are you going to wear the safer costume that's less fun for you to wear, but it will be judged by less people? Additionally, I chose the map that I did because self-concept often bubbles up for me when I'm about to join a learning session or a learning activity. And I have a lot of thoughts such as, I hope the workload will match my work pace, and I hope this session will help me become my ideal future self. Without self-concept, your students' personalities are not accepted, and that will make them feel unwelcome. And just like not being able to have candy for trick-or-treaters, it will leave a sour taste in their mouths. Experience is the third attribute. Experience is how your learners experience things throughout their lives, how these experiences affect their emotions towards learning or certain types of learning activities during your sessions. Additionally, it's how they relate their experiences and learn from others' experiences during, before, and after a learning session, and also how their emotions build up during a learning session because of certain experiences that have happened to them previously. The buildup of these experiences is why I chose the hierarchical map here, as well as the ofrenda. An ofrenda is also hierarchical and helps to honor one's experience, specifically the experience of someone who has passed away. I chose the life of Mr. Knowles because I wanted to learn more about him, and so I put some objects related to the places where he was born, where he died, and certain things that he did throughout his life, as well as some paraphernalia that's common to see on ofrendas. If you don't address people's experiences, then you're going to be haunted by their negative reviews on my course. Do not forget the power of experience when creating your modules. Readiness is the fourth attribute that Knowles has. It's basically how well prepared are your learners for the next step. Some questions that I have for this section are, am I prepared or confident enough to learn this, and will learning help me solve a current problem that I have and thus prepare me for the future? In terms of the holidays I chose Geography Awareness Week and Education Week. The reason why I chose these two holidays that coincided in the same week is because geography and education are two things that help us navigate our lives overall. Geography helps us navigate physical environments, while education itself helps us navigate various different types of mental and socio-emotional challenges. If you don't have readiness, you and your learners are going to be lost. So make sure you are ready and comfortable with the module and know the pacing, because if you are, learners will be too. Orientation is Malcolm Knowles' most difficult attribute to understand, as well as the fifth attribute to understand. Why? Because orientation is a mix of the two previous attributes I just discussed, as well as the next attribute that we're going to discuss, motivation. Why is orientation a mix of all these attributes? Because it's really about how well certain things that you're doing during your module/learning session actually flow within the larger scale of things. It's asking questions such as, will this learning activity fit comfortably with the overall flow of sessions within the module? Will your learning session give you enough time for your learners to understand previously taught concepts, etc.? Thanksgiving is a holiday that really displays this attribute quite well, because it is a large scope holiday where, depending on where you look at certain aspects of its history, Thanksgiving is a holiday that can celebrate cultural genocide, religious freedom, just being grateful for being with your friends and family. That's why I chose that. Orientation is important because if you don't have orientation taken into account when you are creating your learning modules, your learners are going to feel uncomfortable because the flow doesn't fit naturally, the transitions aren't natural, there's not enough of a balance of theoretical and practical applications that they can fully utilize in the workplace, etc. You really should take that into consideration. While being an add-on in 1984, motivation is certainly not something to overlook. In fact, Knowles added this because he realized that motivation is the attribute that ties all of the other previously discussed attributes together, and it is the one thing that gives a spark in learners to get them engaged, get them curious, and get them wanting to learn other perspectives. That being said, that's why I chose holiday lights, because it connects Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa together. I chose a wreath for my circular non-cyclical graph here because, just like a wreath, it's non-cyclical. The motivation is non-cyclical. It can dim and brighten depending on how you affect students during your module. Be really careful with that. Some questions that I've asked before in terms of motivation is, will learning this help me work efficiently and productively? Will learning this help improve my overall quality of life? Will learning this help me realize my overall potential to help others? These questions and more are all types of an important form of motivation called intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is what keeps people really going. So remember, without motivation, you don't have that spark. So let's talk about the attribute applications. I think attributes are great for better engaging in conversations with others, examining learning difficulties that I have, thinking critically about what I choose to learn and how that will affect me long term. It's fantastic for if I need to pace myself when learning something. Also, improving my critiquing of others' modules as well as creating my own is something that I am thankful for that these attributes help teach me. The attributes are great for helping anyone of any age. Yes, they're adult learning attributes, but I think they apply to everyone because everyone wants to learn things that help solve problems. Everyone wants to learn something based on something they're interested in. Everyone wants to learn something in a balanced manner. They certainly want to have a positive relationship with people that are mentoring them. They want to have fun. They don't want to be confused. They don't want to be bored. They just want to learn. In conclusion, these attributes are fantastic. I highly recommend you use them. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you have a great rest of your day.